Hello and welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Elizabeth, and on this channel we talk about building your spiritual confidence so you can listen to your intuition and read your tarot cards with ease. And today we are going to be connecting with the Six of Cups. We're going to talk about the astrology, we're going to talk about numerology, we're going to talk about tarot timing, the Kabbalah, colors, elements, and what the images on this card really mean in terms of having that deeper understanding of the Six of Cups. So if you're interested in another way to connect with your tarot deck, then stick with me. I'm going to spin the camera around and we're going to take a deep dive into the Six of Cups. The Six of Cups. Let's have a look at it. So, the Golden Dawn title of the Six of Cups is the Lord of Pleasure. Now, why do I talk about the Golden Dawn? Because the Golden Dawn is our point in time. They were an organization back in the 1800s, early 1900s, that really made sense of the tarot. And so we go back to them mainly because Arthur Waite and Pamela Smith, who wrote the Rider-Waite-Smith Tarot, were part of the Golden Dawn. And so they followed the structure of the Golden Dawn to develop this deck. And so it makes sense to go back to their structure in order to understand it. I know there are people out there who have differing opinions about the Rider-Waite-Smith and about the tarot in general. But to me, you need to have a spot in time where you sort of have a spot to learn about the tarot, and then once you've learnt that structure, you can then form your own opinions about the cards. So if we look at the numerology of the Six of Cups, we're looking at balance and stability. So 6 comes from 2 lots of 3. 3 is creativity and communication, which is who you are and how you put yourself out into the world. So we're looking at how you create balance and stability around you from understanding the concept of the balance and how you create the balance and stability around you. 6 comes from 3, which is 1 plus 2. 1 is fabulous new beginnings, and 2 is balance of opposites that come together to make 3, which is creativity and communication, and then 3 comes together, 3 plus 3, to make 6, and we come right back around to balance and stability again. So let's have a look at these cards. These are my cheat sheets, which you can find in my Etsy shop. I will make sure there is a link down in the description box to grab these. I talk about them every video because I'm aware that some of you might have just found me as you've been playing around on the web. And these cheat sheets are my notes that I refer to help me to understand the cards, because I can't remember everything, and really, you don't need to. It's just a sense of being able to look at all of this information, make sense of the cards, and then be able to apply your own understanding of the meanings. Okay, so 6 of Cups. How does this refer to balance and stability? Well, if we look at this card, we're looking at home. This is a card about memories. It's about home and it's about family. So this is about looking backwards in order to understand your present and understand your future in order to make good decisions to create balance and stability around yourself. If we look at 7 of Wands, how is 7 of Wands related to 7 of Wands? 6 of Wands. So 6 of Cups, we're looking at the idea of balance and stability through understanding where we've come from to understand our present and our future. 6 of Wands, we're looking at creating balance and stability around us through our leadership. and the responsibility of our leadership. And again, if you'd like a deeper dive into that card, at this point in time, I've already gone through all the wands because we go in the Golden Dawn order of wands, cups, swords, and pentacles. And if we look at these going through, you can see here, Six of Swords. How does that go back to balance and stability? I like to think of this card as the leaving a toxic relationship card. So this card is about how do you leave the stormy water to take yourself into the calm water? And if we look, the Seven Swords are piercing the boat. What are the toxic events in your life that you need to deal with that you're going to have to take with you in the boat? Because if you pull one sword out, you'll have a hole in the bottom of the boat and the boat will sink. What do you need to take with you and what do you need to manage in order to create the calmness that you're moving towards? So your balance and stability is about moving away from what doesn't serve you. And here, again, balance and stability, Six of Pentacles, we're talking about giving back to society, recognizing your abundance and giving that to those who are less abundant than you to create that balance and stability in the world around you and reverberating out into the world. If we look at the six in the major arcana, so the Lovers, we're going back to the story of the Garden of Eden. So again, how does balance and stability get created right at the beginning? Through the balance of innocence and experience, through understanding that you can't be all innocent and you can't be all experience. You need the balance of the two in order to enable you to be productive in the world. And here, the Devil, what brings you into imbalance? And you can see here the shackles around Adam and Eve's neck. They could lift them off at any time, but you need to recognize what's unconsciously holding you back and how you can lift that away from yourself and bring yourself into consciousness again to create your balance and stability in your life. 15. 1 plus 5 is 6. So there's your numerology for Six of Cups. Our timing for Six of Cups. So let's have a look at timing for Six of Cups. If we look on the astrological wheel that I've put together for you, Six of Cups sits in Scorpio here. It is the sub-ruling planet of the Sun. So if we look here, we've got Six of Cups, which is here, ruled by the planet sub-ruler of Sun in Scorpio. So we've got our ruling planets of each astrological sign. So and then we have sub-ruling planets. So here we've got Six of Cups, sub-ruling planet of the Sun. So if we look here at Scorpio, we can see here that the ruling planet of Scorpio is Pluto, but here we have our sub-ruling planet of the Sun. So our dates are 2nd of November to 12th of November, second decan 10 degrees to 20 degrees, and our timing is traditional timing of summer. So in understanding how this all works together is the cards, the minor arcana cards sit in the decans. So they sit in the degrees as they move around the natal chart or the astrological wheel of life. And the decans are those 30-degree divisions that divide up the astrological sign. Now, if we look at these dates here, these are the dates that I've put together for each one of the astrological signs based on my research of the decans. You'll find the dates will vary a little bit. It really depends on who you follow and what their opinions are. And sometimes they vary by 1 or 2 days, depending upon the thoughts of the person putting together the actual information about it. I went on the web and tried to find the most common dates sequence that I could to try and give you something that gives you the most common example of how the dates flow. Again, we're looking at indications of time. If you look at the book T, it doesn't even talk about dates, which it'd be so good if it did, because then we'd have those dates as well for when we come to do timing. But we don't, so we just do the best we can at cobbling the information together. So the timing for the second decan in Scorpio is November 2nd to 12. And if we want to use just traditional timing, and this again, I went on a cook's tour through books on the internet, and generally the consensus is that the traditional timing is summer for the 6 of Cups. So if you have the 6 of Cups come up in a reading and you want to give some timing, you can either be quite specific, but you'd be doing really well to remember all of these dates. I think it's more just to show you how all the cards sit on the astrological wheel, to be honest. And if you want to give an indication of time, you can switch into your intuition, or you can pull on this traditional timing of when it may happen, when something may happen. Again, I've talked a lot about future prediction, and I get a little bit worried when people want to do future prediction and tell people when things are going to happen, because it can really shape how people live their lives. So you want to be really certain about what you're talking to people about. So what is the Kabbalah or the tree of life of this card? And it is Tiphareth, or the Seraphot of beauty. And the Seraphot of beauty is talking about the harmony in all things, creating transformation to create harmony. And that is what balance and stability really is all about. It's about creating the beauty of harmony around you. Classical element of water. So we're looking at emotion, how our emotions create our balance and stability. If we look at the other cards, we're looking at, and this again, when you look at the elements, this can make things really clear. We're looking at how our action, wands are action, fire. How do our actions create balance and stability? How do our emotions create our balance and stability? How do our thoughts and our speaking and our ability to think about the actions we take create our balance and stability? And lastly, how do our grounded actions, our grounding, our financial ability, our practicalities, again, how do we create balance and stability? By taking action that equalizes, especially in terms of finances. So you can see here that you've got a real selection of the interpretation of number 6. So let's have a look at the meaning of this card. So this is a card about family. It's about looking back and looking forward in terms of our family experience. So here, the two figures, you can see this figure is bending downwards towards the child. Their legs are bent, they're leaning over, and they're giving a cup of emotion to the child. So this is about maturity or time passing and looking back on our childhood and seeking to understand those experiences. The The cross here represents difficult moments in our lives and going back to a point in time where we can experience both sides of what happened and understand the balance between the good parts, the bad parts, what we need to learn from, what we need to take away. The cup with flowers, and all of them here have flowers, including the cup that's being given to the child. They're symbolic of our blooming, developing spiritual existence, which comes from childhood, where we understand what we have learned from childhood to take out into the world. The fact that the house is so big is giving us this childhood aspect. When we're children, we look at things and they seem so much bigger. I remember I hadn't seen my father for a very, very long period of time. In fact, I hadn't seen him since I was a child. And I remembered looking up at him as being this very big person. And when I got off the plane to look at him, I saw him and I looked him in the face. I'd actually grown as tall as him, which is very unlikely, I know, for a girl, but I had grown as tall as him. And that card certainly reminds me of that experience. And that's where you can call on your life experience to help you have a deeper understanding of the meaning of each card. And for me, I go back to that emotion when I look at this card. Your yellow symbolism is about passion, it's about happiness, it's about home, it's about family, it's about enthusiasm. We've talked a lot about yellow as I've been taking you through the cards. So we've got red shoes, and we've got a red hood. And this is symbolic of passionate thoughts and emotion and energetic action. The blue tunic and the blue dress, of course, symbolize deep emotion. And here we know that blue sky is about clarity of thought. It's about clarity of action. We're in a very clear, unconfused space. And of course, the white symbolism, the white flowers and the white gloves, is about innocence. And it's about the child. The child has the white gloves on. It's about childhood truth. It's about recognizing that in childhood we have an innocence that we really can't go back to once we're grown up. And it may even be symbolic of not wanting to face any of the childhood truths that may be coming through to us now, where maybe we've repeated things unconsciously that have happened to us in our childhood, and not recognize that we've been doing that. So a very deep card. I've written here as a short meaning, the Six of Cups symbolizes looking back on the happy memories from your childhood, or reunions with people from the past. So that is the Six of Cups. I do hope you have enjoyed it as an outline of the card, looking at the symbolism. If you love my work, please make sure you like, subscribe, and hit that notifications bell. And don't forget to join my community. connectwithyourdeck.com/newsletter. I'll make sure all the links to all my goodies are down in the description box. So do make sure you go down and check those. And I will see you in the next video where we will be talking about the Seven of Cups. See you then. Bye-bye.